Greetings, family. This is your brother in Christ, Emmanuel Destiny, and welcome to another valuable video where we basically analyzing the markets for the week, mainly on indexes such as your Nasdaq, US30, DAX30, and I've just added a new index that you guys can watch during the video. Again, this is for educational purposes. It's not entirely accurate that is going to play out exactly, but based off past experiences, you guys have seen that we do not actually disappoint when it comes to direction and focusing the markets. So anyway, we want to jump straight into the markets, and please watch the video till the end, because I want to have a word for you whereby I speak to your mind, I speak to your heart, so that we can prepare. We can prepare physically based on the charts, but we also want to prepare our minds so that we can be winning here before even winning on the charts. Anyway, let's just dive in after this intro. God bless you. Okay, family, so I am on Nasdaq right now. This is the first pair that we always analyze. I'm on a daily time frame, and I'm just going to bring it in just like this. I just want to concentrate on what's really happening right now. I'm also going to zoom it in for those who are using phones, because obviously I don't want to leave you guys behind. You've got to see each and every detail that I'm talking about. So we want to start on a daily time frame, then we'll break down to the 4 hour, then we go to the H1 if needed be. Okay, so let's start here. We can definitely see that we have a very strong resistance. Let me just use this horizontal line of a strong resistance over here. Okay, I'm going to take that as my resistance. Then I'm going to take a point where the market had given me a higher high, and potentially the market, if it comes back to that point, we can get a retest to the upside. Okay, so we've established our room. You want to imagine, and I want to use this analogy to explain support and resistance, to say, imagine yourself in having a tennis ball in a room. If you throw the tennis ball up, it meets the ceiling. If you throw it down, it meets the floor. So that is the very same thing that we always want to identify here, that we want to identify a resistance. We also want to identify a floor in the markets. Now let's go to a 4 hour time frame where we can get a little bit of information. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it in. There we go, and we can definitely see that higher high that the market has created. We can also see this point of resistance that I took on a 4 hour. Let me zoom in now. So this is our room that we want to work in. Okay, I'm only going to be concerned what happens below here if the market comes at this point. But for now, I'm only concerned at what's happening in the current market. A lot of people are so stuck up to say, well, technical analysis is about studying historical markets. And when we mean by historical markets, we mean you go way past days and weeks and months to actually see what's affecting the market. What's affecting the market is right here next to you. So that's what you want to concentrate on. And I just want us to see the market structure in this case. We have a very clear market structure, with higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we can definitely see what the market gave us here to actually go all the way down. So that is a beautiful selling market structure that we have, and it's giving us a lot of confluence rather, to say, again, we have a level that was broken in the markets. Okay, I'm teaching it at the very same time doing a focus. So we can see that lower low that the market had broke. Let's just let it play out. You can see that lower low that the market had broke. When I let it play out, it broke, came back to retest, first week rejection, second week rejection, and it shot all the way down. So what does it mean now for us who are on this markets? I would personally say I would want to wait for it to, slightly come back here in terms of if it's going to be affected by this zone right here, to say when it's affected by that higher high, it may potentially go back, obviously touch here, go back to this lower low that the market had created and potentially push all the way down. It kind of makes sense that we trading with the trend, therefore we want to look for selling opportunities. So I believe my bias can be based on that, to say if I'm using this lower low right here, and the market will want to obviously now create a new low, and this might be a potential support area minor support area that may potentially push the market back, and obviously we have that sell to that point. I'm just anticipating that for the week. Not that it's accurate 100%, but based off using technical rules, I can attest that obviously based off experience, based off past results, we can really say, wow, okay, this has actually played out. We can see a very strong momentum in the markets. We have a downtrend that has been pushing Nasdaq all the way down. So I would say I do anticipate sells. Again, we want to look at the other side that may actually take place. We don't want to build up a strong bias, because a strong bias means that you will go into the market in the week and say, wow, the market must actually do this because I saw this. You want to be neutral, and you also want to be a student to the market. You want to be humble to the market in that sense. Okay, so let's go to and use this level right here. Potentially, the market obviously has pushed down, might touch this level, rally all the way up, come back and retest, and obviously, so I just wanna, okay, let me just do this. Let me bring it in. So something like this may happen similarly. You get the market breaking the point of resistance, coming back, finding that as now, or turning that as a support. So that's why we want to wait for retest, because it kind of revalidates and redefines key levels. So we want to use that resistance as soon as it breaks. We want to use it as a support when now the market comes back to reject or whatever retest that it happens to create a new high. But obviously in this case, Nasdaq might not really create a new high immediately. So, but I want to just stay neutral and see how the market plays out for the week. So anyway, this is my analysis on Nasdaq. Let's just dive into another index, which is USD30, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. We have USD30 with a very similar setup because of correlation, positive correlation. There are two types of correlation, negative and positive. So in this case, we are having positive, which means that this market are going within the same direction, not necessarily at this very same time, but overall they're going into the very same direction. Again, I don't want to leave people who are watching this from phones. So let's go. I want to take my resistance. There we go. And I want to take the nearest higher high that the market had created as it was going in an uptrend. And here we are. Okay, here we are right there. We can definitely see in this case, let me just use some of the tools here. You can definitely see that the market was resisted there. The market was also supported. What may potentially happen right here, we want to see that, but we can definitely see this candle has broken. But I would say that we want to wait for the close of this candle right here in order to be really sure that the market, is it breaking or is it going upwards? But anyway, let's go to a smaller time frame such as your 4 hour to get a little bit of more information. Again, if a daily time frame or a bigger time frame that you're analyzing on is not clear enough, you want to go a little bit down, scale down to get a little bit of understanding of what's happening inside the markets. So we can clearly see that this has been ranging markets. We can see that ranging market. We can obviously see it broke out, came back to retest, did some type of retest, and we're on this support level right here. So what I may say, it's not as clear as Nasdaq, but what I may say, what may possibly happen is we want to wait for the completion and closing of this. So if I get the closing of this current candlestick right here, then that's when obviously I would anticipate more sells to the downside. But if I don't, then obviously now we must just acknowledge that the market will be obviously rallying all the way up. So if it doesn't close below and it closes above, that means create a weak rejection such as this, then of course we may really anticipate markets going all the way up. Let me see if I can get a tool that will help me predict this. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so this is, I'm using a ghost feed. Something like that may actually happen where the market begins to rally all the way up. But if, of course, it breaks this, then we must anticipate, if that candle closes below, then I'm anticipating more sells to create a new lower low. So something like this. to create a new lower low. So USD30, it's a bit more simple, but at the same time, it's not as clear as Nasdaq. Nasdaq is pretty much clear. If it does this, I'll go like this. If it doesn't do that, I won't go like. You must always create rules like that that say, if the market does this, then you react. Not that you want to anticipate moves that have not taken place, where you have not gotten a confirmation in order to predict a move. So it's very much important that we allow ourselves the market to play out. Let the market communicate to you and not the other way around. Okay, so I want to go to Gemini 30, or what they call DAX30. Okay, and I want to be on a daily time frame so that this thing can be relevant in the long run. Let's go. So we can definitely see those higher highs. Okay, that point of resistance. Again, as you can see, there's a very similar setup to all of these indexes because they positively correlate. Hence, I'm just trading them, all of them. So they're not as different. Maybe the pip count may differ, but in terms of movement, it's a little bit. Okay. Then I want to take the most recent higher high that the market, I'm just going to take this point. It's still fine. Okay, I'm just going to take that point. There was a higher low when the market was obviously going up. We have that higher high, which is a point of resistance. And there's something interesting here that's happening already. I'm just going to take my rectangular bar and we can just stretch it all the way. And you can definitely see this weak rejections that was busy supporting the market. The market broke it, already close below. That's what I was looking at to say if we get a similar move on USD30, then we know that the market is going to be rallying all the way down. In this case, we can definitely see these two candlesticks on a daily time frame. They're telling us that the market can potentially push all the way down. But let's get more data, more information on our 4-hour. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful market. It's a beautiful, beautiful market that you're actually seeing here. Let me just bring this. You can definitely see that we had a nice reversal pattern. We have this lower low that the market broke, came back to retest, and when we get such, I mean, it's quite clear. So DAX30 is even more clearer than Nasdaq and USD30. So I may anticipate the market to push all the way to that point. Once it gets to that point, I will see what happens. Again, the reason why I'm giving this moves because these moves are really worth a lot. I mean, if it pushes all the way there, that's about 400 pips that you potentially can catch if you also understand what I'm talking about. You also, educate yourself in what I'm talking about. There's a lot of videos that I've done using this method of trading, and you can catch up to it and really understand how to anticipate the markets yourself. But what I'm just doing right now is just to give you a little bit of confirmation, a little bit of a boost as well to say, well, this is what we anticipate. And I don't mean to want to push my bias, hence I always stay neutral sometimes, especially if I'm unsure. But this point is quite clear. It's quite clear that the market is going to push all the way down. Again, it doesn't have to necessarily, but again, something potentially, possibly, there's a higher possibility that the market is going to be pushing down. Okay, let's go to our surprised guest over here. One of you guys commented down below and said, man, add FRANCE40. And that's what I'm doing right now. I haven't really traded it, but this week I want to go and back test it and see how really it performs, which momentum kicks in. So that, I trade momentum personally. So I don't just trade any slow market moving. I trade specifically market injection. Okay, hence you've seen on our Instagram page, it's normally those fundamental bars and not necessarily that I'm always trading news, but injection of momentum. So I want to back test it in that case to see how I can get those entries. Anyway, can definitely see here, already it has indicated a little bit of the market structure. Higher high, lower low, lower high. So it has really indicated for us that market structure. I'm going to take this point. Okay, so create the room for myself. Okay, so this was the higher low when the market was actually going up. And we want to go to a 4-hour time frame. I feel like it's also a bit of a clear one. But again, we may get these levels, of course, but the market has broken them. Okay. So choose this one. I didn't actually analyze. I'm actually analyzing it right now. Reason why I can always tell where Nasdaq is going, because I'm a trade specialist on Nasdaq. So I have traded it so many times within the week. I know exactly potentially we might anticipate levels going, no, markets going to such a level. So we can definitely see here that we have that higher high that the market has been broken. Obviously, it's supported here, but the market has broke it, and we can definitely see this level is actually a lower high on a daily time frame that may eventually obviously push the market down. So my bias on FRANCE40 is that I anticipate the market to be pushing all the way down. Let's see if I can get my goose feed in that. Let me just get that goose feed. So something like that, maybe get a retest at those levels, and then potentially one could actually. So reason why I'm not saying I'll take trades, because I'm not a FRANCE40 trader, but one of you guys did suggest it, so I do assume you guys are a FRANCE40 trader. But I will check it out, and if I get something that's nuggets in the markets about this, I'll definitely share it on YouTube. I will definitely introduce it and pioneer one of the strategies. But I already feel it that I'm gonna be getting a lot of nuggets, a lot of secrets in terms of its movements, because it's underrated. A lot of traders are not trading FRANCE40, and yeah, I think I'm gonna introduce it to YouTube and let it blow up. Okay, so anyway, that's our analysis. Most of the pairs we're clearly anticipating sells in the market. Your Nasdaq, we are anticipating sells on. Okay, let's just go to it. I just want to go to it quickly. Nasdaq, I am anticipating sells. USD30, I'm also anticipating sells. Again, it's not as clear, but if that candle closes below, I am anticipating sells. DAX30 or Germany 30, I am also looking at the market selling. And obviously, FRANCE40, the market is also looking forward to a selling market. So as I was talking in the intro, I was saying that it's very much a lot of traders only prepare themselves for the week by just analyzing and focusing on the market, creating setups, looking and back testing. But it's very much important that we also pay attention to the psychology, to say that you're stepping into a new week with the right psychology. I just want to let me just do this so you can see me. You want to step into a new week with the right psychology, with the right mind of a winner. You got to tell yourself, okay, I did architecture. And there's this lecturer who would always say that before each and everything was created, even in the Bible, it was first a thought. Let us create man in our own likeness, then materialized on paper. This is architecture now. You basically think it, you put it on paper, then it gets to materialize. So that's the very same thing that you guys gotta do. You gotta see yourself making profits. You got to see yourself being a victorious in the market. You got to see yourself being a conqueror in these markets. But already, if you go with an attitude being defeated, definitely you're going to be defeated. But if you tell yourself that I have the right setups, I have the right mindset, I will not allow losses to bring me down. If a loss comes in, I'm only going to be learning from it to get better opportunities for the next time that I'm trading. You got to declare it and affirm it to yourself that I'm ready for this trading week. So a lot of people don't pay attention to their mental health as traders. And I think we need to start doing that, when we pay attention to how we think, apart from just how we analyze. Again, you must have this in mind. Psychology is 80%. Forex skill is only 20%, but a lot of people are only concentrating on the 20%. And I mean, I can be doing this, but if you don't have the right psychology, if you don't see yourself as a profitable trader, it's as if I'm just pouring water in a bottle that's got holes. It's obviously it's not staying, it's not gonna be absorbed. But as soon as you have the right mindset and you watch videos like this, you can definitely understand that you're gonna be getting so much value from it, and not just value that just stays as value, but we want to see it materialize and manifest itself as results in your life. Come on. I just feel so different today. I feel so much strength. I feel, I've already declared it in myself that it's going to be a good trading week. Last week, it was a the best trading week. We hit 100% on all our trades. Personally as well, hit 100%. Students as well, even Signal subscribers hit 100%. So it's been an amazing week as well. We're looking forward to this week. Anyway, if this has really blessed you, please kindly subscribe to this channel, because I'm telling you, we're going all the way high. And I believe that we're changing one life at a time through Christ, who has given us the strength, because he's the one that is greater than thou that is in the world. God bless you. I'm your brother in Christ, and I'm signing out.